Hello, people. Good day, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what part of the world that you are in, that you are listening in from. Yeah, it's me again today. When it comes to Nigeria, my country, there are certain issues that I cannot just walk away from when I hear about them. And that is why I'm filming this video today, and it's about the recent death of one of the twin children of Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, our very much beloved golden diamond author. And I truly appreciate her person and the work and the impact, the positivity that she has created around Nigeria as a country, the image, the good image she has brought in as a good representative. She is a good representative. Her family is a good representative of the country. But with this sad event that has happened, a lot of conversation is going on, both on the traditional news outlets and as well on social media. And having worked in the healthcare sector in Nigeria previously, I understand the anger, the pain, and all the reactions, a lot of all the reactions that are coming, because I am a mother myself. I have a child, and I just the thought of something happening to my child, I can imagine how it is. And this is also happening on the heels of the recent accident that Anthony Joshua had in December, where two of his very dear friends and colleagues lost their lives and his driver was arrested. And there was also, I myself raised issues about the fact that it was a shame that there was no ambulance to help him, no proper movement or evacuation from the accident site, and the manner in which he was retrieved could have even led to further injuries or exacerbation of injuries. However, on the issue of Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's the loss of her son, I've seen a particular trend, a particular narrative that has been going on that I completely disagree with, and that's what I'm challenging today in this video. A lot of people have been saying that Nigeria has happened again to her. Nigeria has happened to Chimamanda. Nigeria happened to her. And I'm here to say that it's not true. Nigeria did not happen to Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie or to her beloved baby, her 21-month-old son. We need to be careful about the kind of narrative and the kind of interpretation that we give, the kind of coloring that we put out when certain events happen. I know that we are upset, and because of the space we occupy as Nigerians, even on the social media space alone, when we complain or shout or scream out about anything, it gets attention. So when a lot of us are saying that Nigeria happened to her, it's not true. What really happened to her is the anesthesiologist in question. It is a Nigerian that happened to her, not Nigeria as a country. I know we want to blame the system, and we do blame the system. And like I said, I have worked in the health sector in Nigeria, both public and private. So I know where the loopholes are. There are instances where the system is indeed responsible for the lapses that we see: leadership, strategy, organization, structure, all of those things. But in this instance, the truth is it was to a very large extent the fault of the healthcare professional who was handling the treatment for her son, who was taking out that procedure, who was performing that procedure on her son. The sad fact is that with healthcare, the effect of mistakes or damages, because I was speaking to someone about this and the person said, look, no one is beyond mistakes. You cannot avoid mistakes 100%. People make mistakes. I said, yes, that is very true. People make mistakes. But then the danger of this in the healthcare situation or in the healthcare industry is that sometimes a life is lost and it cannot be retrieved. Your sincere unintended mistake can lead to the death of a person. And even though right now Chimamanda has served legal notice to Care Hospital, where she intends to take this up legally for negligence, The truth is, it's not going to bring back her lovely son. It's not going to restore the life of her beloved child. And that's what I mean. It can be that fatal, the after effect of a mistake, however unintended, in the medical and healthcare field can be so fatal that it's not going to bring back the life of a loved one. But I want us to stop pointing it out that it is Nigeria. It's not Nigeria. Look, no matter how bad the system is, no matter how terrible the economy is at this point, there are also contributions that we make as human beings to this whole situation. While I was in training in Nigeria, while I was in training as a student, and then when I began to work, I noticed a lot of tiny things, tiny details. I am personally somebody who pays attention to the tiniest of details, and I can be very picky about it. But working with other colleagues, I saw certain things that a lot of people overlook. And especially when I was working in the public hospital, we had so many patients to attend to at times that there are certain things that you just overlook it and move on to the next because you don't have time. You have a lot of people waiting that you need to attend to before the end of the day. And so it takes personal discipline beyond what you have been taught in medical school, beyond the ethics of practice and everything. Yes, there are senior staff who should monitor you and check on you from time to time. They are not there to 24 hours. You have to self-direct. You have to know what to do. You have to be able to organize and control yourself and be certain about what you are doing. And when you are not certain about what you are doing, you also know at what point to call a senior for help or intervention. So what I'm saying is, in clinical practice, in real life practice, there are times when everything depends on your own personality, your own personal discipline as a healthcare professional. And that's where I want to disagree that it is not Nigeria. It's not the health system at this point that messed up. It is the person that is responsible. If this whole scenario maybe is as a result of certain procedures he was not taught well, or certain steps he didn't know how to handle. Look, there is a place of personal development and learning. I still say that it falls at the feet of the person who was directly responsible for this catastrophe and not the government of Nigeria. So I just want to plead with us. Let's be careful about the narrative we put out there. In the case of Anthony Joshua, I was saying, when the driver was going at high speed, why did the people in the car not say to him, slow down? He's your driver. You employed him. You are paying him for his services. You have the right to say, look, I'm not comfortable with this speed at which you are riding. Slow down. And the system fault or impact of that is, in the UK, for example, you know that um, 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 if you are driving beyond a certain speed limit, you are going to be penalized. You're going to pay a lot of money. So you would not even think about it. So in my head, I said, okay, maybe these guys knew there's not going to be any consequences. And that's why they did not ask the driver to slow down. They could have asked him to slow down. Or were they all asleep? I don't know. I wouldn't know about that. That's something that I cannot answer. So let's not put all the fault on Nigeria and keep saying that Nigeria happened. Yes, something terrible happened in Nigeria, in a private hospital where standards should be high because a lot of money is being paid. We should expect the best of the best. But it is not Nigeria that happened this time around. It was the healthcare professional in question. And my heart goes out to Chimamanda and to her family in this time. I pray that God will comfort them. There's no amount of words that would take away and that can take away the pain of what has happened, and only God can comfort them. And I pray that they will come out of this. I pray that they can move on and live life again. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Share your thoughts. Thank you very much. See you in another video. Bye.